expanded that selection at all since last week?
Expanded it. What did I have last week? I had
you had some
Padrones. I had some
Arturo Superiors or something like that.
Opus.
Yes.
Arturo Fuente Opuses and one seasonal. No, I haven't expanded since then.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you want to partake in a cigar. We can.
I mean, after this, potentially we could. I'll, if anything, I'll just Venmo you over, some cash for whatever it is.
It's all good, man.
I don't smoke them. I just like the smell of them.
Really? Yeah, true. Yeah. All right. Well, DT, if you want to go ahead and get it started.
Oh,
are we recording already?
We're recording.
All right,
cool.
Great.
Right on, man. Let's go for it, man. Did you, Chris? Did you ever go get that Julius Caesar that at Diamond? Was it Tampa Diamond Crown? You spoke about.
I did not. I did not. Can I only get it in that one location, or do they sell those anywhere?
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a good question.
All right, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I wanted to reach out to my guy and try to, but I never did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We're still talking about cigars.
Yeah. Well, I used to smoke cigars. I was telling Chris, and there's one cigar called the Julius Caesar. Like I really enjoyed when I used to smoke cigars, and I was like, man, you should try it out. It's like a Maduro. It's dark. It's sexy. Dark
and sexy.
Like the black women.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, speaking of, let's talk about that. Let's get this out of the way. So Chris got me a shirt. It's black women. We need to talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so,
bro, that is awesome.
So that is
shirt.
Merchandise from a channel that I watch. Another content creator called We Need to Talk. So he creates those shirts, and he's got a couple other ones, but I think that's the most appropriate, especially for you, DT, since you seem to have a predilection for black women.
Yes, I love it, man.
So you wear that out, you're gonna get stopped, you're gonna get a lot of attention, and then you can promote podcasts.
Yeah, you can promote better gents. Yeah, man.
Because special guests coming on. So
is the dating different from white women?
I'm pretty sure it is to some degree, but I wouldn't know because I haven't dated a lot of white women, man. It's just like I don't know what it is, man. Like I even tried. I've tried to pursue a couple white women, and they just, it doesn't go very far. I don't know what it is, man.
Even in the online world?
No, I don't really get out like on the online platform too much. Like I like, I'm like out in the.
Yeah, historically though, you've always been like that guy that is just, unlike most men out there these days, are just genuinely bold enough to go up there and not to have a conversation with a motive to go home with you, but I just genuinely want to talk to you.
Just kick it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And, when I was younger.
Deep voice. I don't know.
What is that?
The deep voice.
Oh, man. I think all of it. Like these guys, when they speak, like I like their voices too, man. Like I think we all have some pretty masculine voices for the podcast.
Right. Thanks.
I'm not trying to deflect, but I appreciate the compliment. Honestly, I really do. But yeah, when I was younger, I had I had probably like a lot of men, I had a motive, I wanted. But as I've gotten older, I just like genuine conversation, man. I like to get to know people, and I went through that phase where I felt that way, and then I would get to know them. Like if something happens, great, that's even better. Like there's a cherry on top. But now it's like I genuinely.
How old are you?
Just want. I'm 36.
Oh yeah.
I genuinely just want to have good conversation.
Yeah, free flowing.
Really interesting.
Yeah. So John, I still remember. So back. If you want to call it back in your heyday, right? Okay. So when you were still living a little north.
Yes.
And, before all of the events that transpired in your life over the last however long.
2 years.
Yeah. John, it's kind of funny. And he says it, out of coming from a good place. He's like, man, DT's hard to keep up with in the realm of speaking to people because, you're genuinely like a social butterfly, and you'd walk up and you'd be like, hey, how about this? And you'll talk for 5-10 minutes. John always felt like maybe he was sitting on the sideline a little bit because John, unless you ask him a pointed question, a lot of times he's typically, he doesn't engage, right? Absolutely. And it's not a bad thing. It's just his nature, right? So, but he on the other end, he's watching you. He's like, man, I have so many tips I can take from this dude. Like this dude awesome. Got it. But
that is awesome.
Anyway,
but once people warm up to John, like he said on the podcast before, it's like, man,
a mile a minute.
It takes people 4 times, like 4 or 5 different occasions, to be like, man, that John is actually a pretty cool dude.
You know, and like, funny at that.
And
he's funny. Yeah. Oh, I know, but that's what he said, you know. But you know, like, yeah. See,
I think he's a great guy, so I don't know.
It was awesome, man. She's just full of compliments today, man. This is great.
I've never thought it took like multiple times to hang out with John to like him. Like I liked him from day one.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe that's his own personal opinion. That's how he felt, you know, like his own personal perspective.
I mean, day one, we were cooking a pig in my backyard.
We were.
Yes, we were.
That's right.
Is that the first time you
Kenny,
that's the first time I did.
Yeah, he came down. He was living in Canada at the time. He came down for his 30th birthday.
Oh.
And I ended up, it's a funny story. I'll keep it brief, but he got down here. I'm like, bro, we're going to do something different. And he's like, I like different. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get in this truck, which now that I look at it, I'm like, man, that was probably, I'm glad we're strong enough as men, you know, because we got in my wife's truck because I drove at that time a Ford Focus.
Oh my god!
And
the Ford Focus.
Oh, the irony.
You also had a PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
Didn't you also have a Mazda Miata before?
I did. But it was a special edition. I mean, not to make it better.
Choices are a little bit.
Yeah, but was suspect back in the day. But anyway, so quick story. We ended up getting in my wife's truck. We go out to, I don't know, somewhere out in the country outside of Tampa, and we go to this farm, and we're gonna get a pig. And
wait,
you know,
like a farm, like a live
pig? A legit farm, like a working farm. So we go out there, and there's this dude named Daryl, no shirt on, bibs on,
right.
Only one bib, only one of the bibs is actually, you know, bibbed. And
bibbed.
Are these overalls? Are you talking? I don't know.
Cover overalls.
Overalls. Okay.
Yeah. And this dude walks over there, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm here to get a good pig, and we had talked about, you know, rate and size of pig and all this kind of stuff. He's like, man, I'm sorry, I don't got the size of pig you want. I got a bigger one though. So this dude goes over there and no crap, grabs his pig by one ear, and you know, he's carrying it by an ear.
Oh, he's that big, huh?
Yeah, so I ended up getting out my 22 because I'm figuring, I'm like, all right, well, we're kind of close to the city, but we're in the country. Let me get my 22 and just quickly euthanize this guy, and we'll move on. He doesn't do that. Long story short, he ends up taking a ball-peen hammer. It's very traumatic.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so, you know, this is for his 30th birthday that he just drove over 1,000 miles to be a part of.
Yeah.
So... But I say all this.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, it was interesting. But then I made him come back to the house and help me clean the pig.
Oh, wow.
So, but
experience.
It was interesting.
This guy, Daryl, he ends up throwing the pig up on the tailgate, and wouldn't you know it, my ex-wife, she liked to live kind of, or the thought of the country lifestyle. So across her rear window in this old Ford Ranger said redneck woman. And there it is, me driving this.
Perfect.
With Daryl beat the hell out of this pig. Oh man, it was terrible. But that was his 30th birthday.
That's pretty redneck.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a special occasion.
And yeah, John shows up later, and he plays bartender as he normally does.
Oh my goodness, he's so good at playing bartender.
And he gets everybody drunk, right? And I think that's the title of our first podcast
That's why I
episode.
like John.
That's why I like John.
That's how he got the title Bacchus, man.
Yeah,
the god of partying.
I knew there was a reason.
Dude, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but that was the first time I met John, and the title of our first episode for this podcast ever, when John was here, is John gets everybody wasted, right? That's the story we told. And
you know what? He is always around. Like you need a drink. Yeah,
I've never been more drunk than when I'm with John.
Word to the streets.
The most drunk I've ever been. John is always involved somehow.
Yeah.
It's always there.
I've never seen him really drunk though. I don't feel like.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I was just too drunk.
He gets everybody else drunk. That's what it is.
He left puke puddles all the way to my house down my road.
And he was like, John, he will puke.
Yeah. He's like, man, the next day he's like, I know we were loud last night, but I don't think your neighbors probably know. we walk outside and you can see blap, 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 all the way down the road. I'm like, I feel like they know what house it came from, though.
Yeah, right. There's a trail of puke.
Yeah. So anyway, that being said, thank you, Amber, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, we got some great topics to talk about here today.
Yep.
So that being said, let's kind of get right into it. Like,
Sure.
Delve into it.
Yeah.
You know
With
what I do? I own a sign company. So it's called Vicinity Sign Studio. I have been working in this industry for about 10, 11 years. It was just time to do it on my own. You know, there comes a point whenever you just watch people do it, just do it wrong. So that's
trying to change the face.
Yeah. So I've been in sales for about 8 years doing the same thing. And so it was a pretty easy transition. I'm lucky enough that my clients followed me. So we have about 15 pretty key clients, and they use us pretty much only as their main sign vendor. So, and we're talking about apartments here. I don't do like
multifamily situations.
Yeah, it's multifamily, so it's all that. And I have a business partner. Her name's Brooke.
Brooke's pretty dope.
Yeah, we're both designers, so that worked out really well. I snatched her up pretty quickly after I came up with the idea. So,
well, I mean, that being said, it's like, knowing your worth or knowing the worth of other people around you. So take that talent so you can leverage that talent to be better, right?
Oh my God, yeah. She's really good. And she'd kind of just gotten to a point where she couldn't grow anymore either. As a designer, it's hard to make money. You hear of starving artists all the time. It really is a true thing. So my degree is actually in interior design. So eventually I'd like to flip houses, kind of do, a couple different things. You should have multiple revenue streams, like things like this. So that's down the line, but everything's so expensive right now, as we all know.
Yes.
So yeah, it just blossomed into this thing. In fact, we had a appreciation party yesterday on the beach. Invited.
Okay. Is this the first one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're moving and shaking at this point.
Oh man, everybody was so grateful too.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. We just bought, I don't know, I think I bought 100 beers and some tequila, vodka, and
you didn't consume 100.
No, I don't drink beer.
Oh, okay.
The tequila, I may have got I did lose my phone in the sand, remember? So got it back. But it was a really good time. We invited some vendors. We are actually hiring our first employee probably in about a month or so.
Wow.
Okay.
An installer. I've known him for probably also about 10 years. So really great guy. He runs an install company now, and to be quite honest, he's just not very organized.
Okay.
So he needs somebody to kind of guide him.
Yeah.
And make a steady paycheck
right on.
So that's what we're looking to do. But it's
some people need that structure in their life.
Yeah.
Though,
yeah. Oh, and
we all need each other, man.
And his wife really appreciates it. Let me tell you.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Well, she makes the money in the relationship too. So, she was pretty cool. But it's just interesting the things that you learn along the way. Like, I have to get workers' comp insurance, and some of this stuff is really expensive.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. But you learn by doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what's so cool. You got to take that step forward, and I'm sure you're glad that you did. I mean, because look where you are now.
Man, best decision ever made.
Wow.
If you can work for
That's
yourself.
so admirable,
Yeah, if you can work for yourself, definitely do it.
Yeah.
And it's more than the money, because we're doing well, but it's the freedom.
Yeah, there you go. There it is, right there.
That's probably the biggest thing. Freedom.
Yep.
So with that though, like being an owner of a company that's up and coming, and kind of just really trying to change the way that the industry goes, like how is it from your headspace, where are you at day in and day out of how you're going to grow this company, and from a female's perspective,
that's a pretty loaded question.
It's a lot to unpack. Sorry.
Well, when we started, we don't want to be this huge company with hundreds of employees or
a boutique-y type feel.
Yeah, so we're more boutique.
Okay.
Kind of style. So, I don't know. I don't want to be locked in somewhere. Eventually, I'd like to just hire a general manager and just have them run the thing, and then I collect Like,
right on.
And then you can open another
That's the
business.
goal.
And then
for
start
real.
and then
There
go
we
into
go.
real estate, and like that's my real passion. My degree's in interior design, but
Okay.
that would be fun. But yeah, as far as I don't know, it's just kind of organically growing on its own right now. I've told you we did $1 million our first year, so I think that's pretty
That's what's up.
admirable.
Yeah, no, that's
amazing.
fantastic.
I was pretty surprised. I was really surprised that my clients all followed me. Like, because I was a little concerned that they would be concerned about a startup not being able to perform, like the other sign companies, the big guys, coming from a company that had 150 employees or whatever. These are the people we're competing against.
Yeah.
But because we're so small, we can, our customer service is better. We can we can tend to things faster.
Yeah, you're offering a concierge product is really what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, DT, this kind of goes back into conversations that we had previously about like being there, being more attentive, like I think that kind of conveys a lot, whether it be like a relationship level or anything like that, when it's like you're just dialed in. This is what you want to do, like
Absolutely. She's passionate about it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and that just kind of bleeds over into everything else in life, right?
There we go. And but one thing I picked up on that she said is like what's different about her business is the more intimate relationship that you get,
that personal
with
touch,
a personal touch, man, and that is so important. Some people it's not important to, but
some people don't care. They just want the money and just move on.
Well, then at that point, try a McDonald's.
There you go.
Right.
True.
I'd rather be a Burns versus a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
And that's something we tell our clients too, is like, you're going to work with like one or two people the entire time that we're going through this. And they like that because historically I've noticed, so, in the past sign companies, I was in sales. So, after I sold it, it's like, all right, gone on to the next, because we had, quotas we had to fill and whatnot. And so it'd go off to some random project manager. And then, we deal with management companies and they may have like 6 project managers and they can't keep track of who they're supposed to talk to about which project, which I imagine could be really frustrating. So instead we're dialed in with them the entire process from start to finish.
So, Amber, for those that are out there and that would want to say they're, I don't know, getting into the multifamily situation, or they have existing properties out there. If they wanted to reach out to your company, like where would they go? Like, is there a website or
VicinitySignStudio.com.
Okay. All right. That's great.
Can we slow that down and spell it out or whatnot maybe because
www.
Yeah, we're good. We'll put the link in there.
Okay.
We'll put the link in
Right
the
on.
description.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Got you.
Just want to
below.
Yeah. Just want to make sure that
or just email me.
just want to make sure that people know where to go. Like with this boutique offering. Obviously, we all know that that's probably not going to be for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, some people like the the fast signs kind of situation. I think our prices are really fair.
Okay.
But you pay for what you get too,
but you
right?
pay for what you get. Yeah, definitely. And I may be a little bit biased, but I think our designs are better than anybody else's. So
who's your target market? Like, who would you say that your target
property
market?
management companies,
Okay.
like people that own apartment complexes,
Okay.
pretty much. So,
Wow.
there's some big names out there. Graystar is a big one. With partners like there's quite a few. There's actually a big trade show coming up in June.
So is Brooke gonna dress up in? Again, man, like DT, you gotta meet Brooke at some point.
Oh, she's great.
Like
Great.
this.
Well, they.
Yeah, they.
I can't get that.
Yeah, but Brooke is.
Yeah.
She's a person that you just never met before. And
Okay.
I say that in a positive light. Like, they went to a trade show and Brooke was dressed up and was it
the purple suit?
Yeah, the purple suit.
Yeah, so our color is like this purple. So she wore the purple suit.
There was no holding back, DT.
Wow.
Like, no holding back. Like,
right.
here's our
purple
company. This is me.
Oh wow.
All day.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah, it's bold. It's
Yeah.
man, it's
purple is a
beautiful.
royal color as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I don't know if y'all tied that in.
Doesn't mean like wealth and.
I think so.
I
I,
think
believe so. Yeah.
I feel like I learned that in school somewhere. I'm
definitely
not just
does.
making that up.
Yep. Also, purple is my birthstone.
Oh,
February. February 19th.
I was gonna ask. I'm 36 also.
Oh, when's your birthday?
July.
July. Okay, gotcha. July
23rd.
23rd.
First day of Leo.
Oh, okay.
Leo, first day. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the cusp of like a Pisces and an Aquarius.
I get that
like
vibe
right
from
there,
you.
you know. So I don't know. I think I was a Pisces in my first life, and now I'm like becoming
Brooke
more
is
of
a
an.
Pisces.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Everyone's
Wow.
Pisces.
Yeah, I got to meet this Brooke, man. She sounds like an awesome person.
Oh yeah, she really
dope.
is.
Yeah.
It is interesting because I've worked at 2 sign companies, and met her at the first one, and then she quit, and then I left that company and went to the second company. I hadn't talked to her in years. Show up at the second company, and she was working there.
Wow.
And
Wasn't she like a consultant or something like that with them?
she did freelance.
Okay.
Yeah, her
that's
degree's
the
graphic
kind of
design.
confidence that she has, man. Like she is just able to like straight up. My design is great.
Wow.
You're gonna want to buy this product.
Wow.
So show up to the plate, and
Oh yeah.
you're gonna leave with a smile on your face. Like it's like that.
She's really that good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I invited her here today, actually, but
Is she coming?
it's her. Like I said, we had a party yesterday for our
Appreciation party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her sister is kind of like, I guess, the project manager for our company.
Okay.
So she's 1099, but we'll hire her eventually. So
Okay.
she flew her sister and her husband and their daughter down. So they're on the beach,
Okay.
probably having a good
Them.
time.
I understand.
It's a beautiful
So-
day.
Yeah, man. But it just sounds like it's this was all like meant to be.
I know. That's
You know,
what
like
I'm
how
saying. It was
destined in a way.
It was so organic.
Telling
Like
you.
when I saw her, I was like immediately relieved because I knew I just didn't. You never know what you're going to get into, what the art department is like.
Yep.
And I mean, thankfully I can design my own, but you're designing your own, you're not selling. You know what I mean? It takes time. So.
Yeah. What is your biggest quality that you love about Brooke? Like, what is the
So, honestly, she keeps me on my shit. Really.
She makes you accountable.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Accountability
she's great.
partner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow, all right.
I
That's what's up.
don't let things like. I guess I don't know. I always tend to my clients, so I don't. Let
Yeah,
things
you're not a
slip.
slouch, but
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but there are just some times where just certain things I just don't want to do, and so
Well,
I
feel
think
like
we're all
that's
like that.
That's every salesperson out there, though. They're like, "Hey, listen, I got you on this, I got you on that, but I got people to do this."
Yeah. So she'd be like, "Don't forget, you need to do
Yeah.
X, Y, Z," and I'm like, "I don't want to do that."
But thank you.
So thanks for the reminder. Yeah, she doesn't let me slip ever. So
Man, that is so
that
cool.
is- it's a good balance. It
Yeah.
really is a good balance.
It must feel great to have a partner like that you can rely on, and she probably feels the same way about
sure.
you. You know, like there's probably I would love to ask her what qualities she really appreciates
that
about
would
you.
be interesting. I'd
Yeah,
like to know
right?
that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a question that I would love to hear without Amber present.
Oh yeah, there
You know,
we go.
like
There we go.
legitimately,
Well, you
right?
invite
Yeah.
her. She'll come. I'm sure she'll come out here for
We'll
you
have to
guys.
get her on eventually.
Yeah.
I'm sure with you coming on the show, it's going to encourage her to want to come on as well, because that's how it works.
I told her she was super impressed. By the way, she was like, "Wow, way to go, Tom." I told her the podcast.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said,
all credit to this
well,
man.
yeah, I mean,
This
Yeah.
guy.
we got to give it to our producer over here,
Yeah, he
and
is
How did you
phenomenal.
guys start doing this? Like, was it just a drunk conversation one day?
it was a drunk conversation one day.
To some
actually.
degree, it was at John's.
Was John there?
John's Super Bowl.
John's
Yeah.
Super Bowl party.
Exactly. So it was only half.
bartending?
It was only half a drunk conversation because I was the only drunk person in that. DT was totally sober.
Yep.
And we're talking, and we're like, dude, like we should do something. We should get together and maybe kind of spread a good message and start a podcast. And DT was like, dude, I'm down.
Try to be a better person.
What happened was I asked him one of the things that and I'll ask you this question as well later, is I asked him, I said, bro, because he's a super successful guy.
I
I
heard.
said, man, this is great, man.
Congrats.
You're doing amazing in life, but I'm like,
And a great dude at that too.
great dude,
Yeah.
awesome dude. But I asked him, I said, man, what is on your heart? Like, what would you like to do? What would you love to do? Because I'm all about purpose,
Yeah.
Like I used to be a coach, and that's what I look for, man. I look for purpose.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I always wanted to start a podcast. And I'm like, what's stopping
Do it.
you?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. There's like really nothing. I know everything I need to do. And I'm
What?
like, all right. He's like, would you be down to do it with me? I'm like, yeah. of course, let's. Yeah. And that's how it all started, man. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna start. And this guy, I think
that's kind of the deal with like entrepreneurs is, they're doers.
Yeah,
he's a doer.
You just do it.
He's a doer, man.
So there's a lot of people that just talks about, they just talk about it.
Yeah, he is a doer, man.
It's very different when you go to action about something.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so fulfilling. So, and like I said, what was that? The biblical meaning for Kenny's name, Chris?
Christ-like.
Christ-like.
Yeah.
The what was it? The enlightened one. What was it?
Enlightened one. Yeah, I believe that was it.
Yeah. You think I'm enlightened?
He's pretty brilliant though, man. When you start talking to Chris, man, and you really sit down with him, man, his perspectives on topics are just like, top notch, man. Like,
I had to have some conversations.
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Once the tequila starts flowing,
I want you to pull the guitar out, though.
Oh, that would be cool.
We haven't had a jam session in a while.
It's
bro,
been years.
That would be really cool, actually, man.
All right.
Oh, we've had.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna make any promises on this episode, but I will maybe later pull out the guitar.
For those out there, and R.I.P. the drummer of Foo Fighters. Yeah. But man, Kenny's band, Dave Grohl, like that dude, Kenny can slay some Dave Grohl.
Yeah, Taylor Hawkins.
Wow.
Yeah.
He passed.
So you probably just played Journey for me because I'm sure that was a constant request.
Probably some Journey, probably some Oasis.
Wow. Definitely some Oasis.
That's
for
so
sure.
cool, man.
Definitely some Foo Fighters. Yeah,
I remember
We'll whip it out. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, I love how well-rounded he is. I mean, actually, everybody in this room is and I think that has a lot to do with you guys attract what you are.
Absolutely.
Well, you try to put out in the void, right? Like what you want in return. I think that's really important, right?
Right on.
Yeah.
Every one of us, we've had a hustle. We've had to work hard and put ourselves out there, or more importantly, been in a situation where we were still hungry for more, knowing that we weren't going to be satisfied. And I mean, going back to Chris, I've seen him in some low parts of his life where he was not satisfied, not happy, and just angry, frustrated. I mean, whatever word you want to, insert here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you still knew at the end of the day, he wanted, like, there was that
drive,
that anger for more.
Interesting.
But like anger in a positive way, where you're just like, I'm better than this. I want more. I'm going to be more.
It's important to keep good people around you too.
Yeah.
People that are going to drive that ambition, right? There, we've said this before on the podcast, but you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? And so if
your circle gets smaller and smaller as you get older.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I feel like I had 20 best friends when I was in high school and college.
Oh yeah, when you're young, you just want to be around the most people. You just want to have it.
You don't know the value
everybody
of
to like
friendship.
you.
You want to know everybody.
You want everyone to like you.
You want everybody to know you. But when you get older and you realize what really matters and the things that you're trying to, create, you want to have a smaller circle of people that drive you forward and you can depend on and like have a like-minded mindset. So you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I totally agree with that. And if it wasn't for guys like Tom, I probably wouldn't be where I am. If I had, if I didn't have the support system or I didn't have the example of those good friends that I kept around or that kept me around, I have no idea where I'd be. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast. And follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.